Hi everyone, welcome. Oh, thank you for joining me today. And today our theme is about feeling. So going into feeling in whatever way that is for you, whether it's emotional feeling, physical feeling, energetic feeling. This is something that we're exploring. And really, healing is feeling, and feeling is healing. And so feeling is such an important part of our healing process, and also such an important, vital part of finding out who we truly are and what our purpose is. So many of us have become numb, whether it's emotionally numb to the things going on around us. Maybe we use substances to numb ourselves, food, alcohol, drugs, Netflix. There's so many ways to be able to distract ourselves in the modern world and not to feel. Feeling is seen as sometimes something a bit scary because the sad feelings, the angry feelings, the feelings that we don't want to feel, that aren't desirable, are seen as things that we want to avoid. But actually, there is no way of avoiding them. These are all part of the human experience. And not only do we allow them to go through us when we feel them, and emotion, after all, is energy in motion. And so if we don't allow it to go through it, it gets stuck. But also, these feelings, this spectrum of feelings gets lesser and more freeing and less trapping and undesirable as we become more aware and silent and still in our inner world. So we're not so swayed by these feelings. They're not as strong. And although they may still arise from time to time, I'm sure the Buddha, before he became enlightened, may have occasionally got angry. But if you're not so tied up in your traumas and your darkness in a way that creates your behavioral triggers, then it means you're less likely to get angry. And when you do, it's much less strong or kind of violent reaction. And we are able to take a pause and respond and give ourselves space around those emotions. So again, feeling these emotions is so important on the start of our journey, or wherever we are in fact. But at the start of our journey to heal, and when we're really wanting our life to change, we're wanting to be less dictated by our unhealthy behaviours, our unhealthy choices, these habits that keep us small, that keep us trapped in cycles of self-destruction. We're wanting to step out of that, and feeling is so important. So one of the practices that I'd really like to bring to you is Tantric breath meditation. Now, this is really simple ways to start to notice your breathing. If you check out my other videos, Mindfulness of Breathing in the Journey into Yourself series, you'll see a different way of watching your breathing and finding an anchor point in your breath. But our Tantric breath meditation is leading into watching the change in sensation as opposed to watching the sensations themselves. So watching the gap, watching the change in our breath as it changes from inward and outward and so on. But it also leads to our exploration of feeling, of sensation in our body, as does the Journey into Yourself. All of these beautiful meditations using breath and body awareness as our guide, as our focus and our anchor, they lead us into being able to be more receptive, more sensitive to what's going on with our breath, with our body, with our emotions, and with our energy. So I really welcome you into this, and I'm boldly going to say that this is really the healing magic. This is vital. Feeling is vital if you're to become your true self, uncover your true self, and to step into your true purpose. To be you and to be free from habits and traumas, we have to feel. That means pleasure, that means becoming sensitive, that means feeling how our bodies feel, feeling how that negative self-talk affects us and the influence of other people around us, feeling how that food that we know we shouldn't be eating makes us feel after, so that we can make a better choice next time, feeling how that alcohol makes us feel the next day, how it numbs us as opposed to bringing us into more of a feeling sensation, more into our life. It actually takes us away from it. And this is something that I'm very, very passionate about. As an empath myself, I'm very sensitive to substances and energies, and I've spent my whole life wondering why and really being unable to go into alcohol and bad foods and sugar and fats because I'm so sensitive to it. And that isn't something that's just come, okay, I'm an empath, but that is something that I've worked on because I keep myself pure. I keep choosing, and it's a choice, choosing to heal, choosing to do the inner work, choosing to look at my behaviors, my unhealthy habits, and then making choices towards better ones and noticing how I feel on that path. So if this resonates with you, it's all about choosing and noticing how you feel. It's a positive feedback loop. The more you notice, the more you have then the gap to choose a better choice. And the more that we work with our inner traumas and our inner darkness, we're less triggered by things, and then we have less of a need to numb our feelings. We really want to step into life fully feeling. That means, yes, more pain to start with, more uncomfortable feeling, more of those things that you're running from, but in the end, it ends up meaning more pleasure, more joy, more happiness, more belief, more freedom. And that is, after all, what we're all looking for. So without further ado, let's begin. I really hope that this talking about this and just resonating with that helps set the scene for today's meditation. So today we're going to work with 2 breath works just for a few minutes of each, and you can do these really, really simple breath works whenever you want, and I encourage you to do at least one of them once a day alongside the other meditations. But meditation is really the absolute key way in. We meditate to be quiet and to witness what is going on. So let's witness the breath. So sitting comfortably, you want to be propped on a chair or a cushion. Please refer to my how to sit in meditation video if you're getting lost. But starting to breathe deeply. So trying to be somewhere peaceful, closing your eyes. And we're just going to begin to watch the breath flowing in and out of the body. So really, really simple, just following your breath all the way in and all the way out. This can seem pretty unusual when we're usually not even aware of our breathing. But a long breath is so important in our health, in the health of our biofield, in the health of our body and our cells. So breathing nice and deeply into the belly and breathing all the way out. Allowing yourself to be soothed by your own breath. And this really simple technique is going to ask you to be looking at the gap between your in-breath and your out-breath. So as you breathe in, you'll notice that there's a slight pause before you start breathing out. I want you to see if you can really notice that. Pay awareness and attention to that gap. Just taking a couple of minutes of stillness and quiet to do this. Can you notice that pause? Just bring your attention to the pause. It actually helps you notice more of your whole breath. just gently dropping that and coming to our next practice. This time following the breath still, and now watching the feeling of the in-breath and the down feeling of the out-breath. So as you breathe in, is there a slight up feeling? Is there an uprising? Is there a lifting feeling? And as you breathe out, is there a downward feeling? So often we're teaching, especially in yoga when I teach, I'm teaching about lengthening through the spine as we breathe in and allowing yourself to soften as you breathe out. That's because the natural flow of the breath is with a lifting on the way in and a falling on the way out. So just following that with your attention, just seeing if you can notice, bringing awareness to it. Allowing your breath to be totally natural. We don't have to force our breath to be anything here. And now just noticing within that uprising feeling, is there a change of direction? As you go upwards with the in-breath, notice what that change of direction is before the breath starts to fall. Can you notice that turn, that change of direction as the breath is almost giving a lifting feeling, and then that turn before it starts to fall? So just taking a few moments to explore this yourself in silence. And then just gently dropping the practice, allowing your breath to be soft and natural. Sometimes we inadvertently control our breath when we're flowing and following our breath in these practices. Just allowing your breath to be natural, and then bringing some movement back into your body. Just take some time now to notice how that makes you feel. When we explore the breath, which is such an important part of Tantra, we start to realize there's so much magic there in everything. In our mundane, every moment breath, there's so much to witness, there's so much to feel. And noticing how that feels now, just doing 10 minutes of simple breath work. It's really, really incredible. So I hope you'll join me next time. We'll go a bit further into tantric breath work. I really hope you enjoyed this. You can find my Journey into Yourself meditations to help as well. And if you're interested in more Tantra, you can join my fabulous group in Rewilding. And I wish you a great day full of feeling and pleasure and centeredness, and of course love. Namaste.